Yeah, here we are. All right, what's up, Amit? How you doing?
Yeah, everything is good with it. It's good to see you here in India.
I'm glad to be here. So I thought that this would be a good chance right now for us to let's talk about how difficult from your experience is it to develop business in the U.S. market?
I think it is difficult for a person from India.
Yeah, how difficult is it for an Indian manufacturer to develop business in the U.S. market?
I would say it is very tactful. Like I would not say difficult because the market is enormous. It's a tremendous market and a competitive market. So what you need to find the right strategy to enter into the US market. You know that multiple players, regulatory side of it also need to be taken care of, and then the distribution side. So you know, as long as you have something differentiating where you can enter into a brand, you know, that's where the key is. And we look forward for people and companies who can come handy for us. And there are such knowledgeable people with right contact are there who are definitely helping us out. So it is difficult, but I would say it is challenging. I'll not use the word difficult, it's challenging, but apart from it, it's fruitful also.
So one of the things that I always thought about, Amit, so I've been working with you since the early 2010s, let's say I think 2014 or so, maybe even 13. And Expo West, Natural Products Expo West. It was an Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
An Indian restaurant that's across the street from the Anaheim Coliseum.
Right.
And we met there first time and we spoke, and you know, my first impression was I wanna talk to you again. But I was very reluctant, and you were persistent. And the sales world is full of reluctance meeting persistence.
Right.
But when I went home that trip, I remember thinking, Amit is working so hard to develop contacts in the U.S. and he's spending U.S. money. You know, during Expo West, you know, even like a hotel 2 miles, 3 miles away from the venue is $400 a night.
Right.
You know, when I come to India, you know, I'm getting a currency exchange benefit. Talk to me about how does that feel, man? Like, you gotta drop some real serious money, don't you?
Right.
And you got no guarantee of sales. You got guys like me that are saying, get away. I think I said things like, I don't deal with Indian people.
Right.
I said really mean things, but it was because
you want to be selective.
burned.
Yeah.
I'd been burned, so I didn't want to be burned again.
And you needed to choose your partner carefully.
Right.
But too many people from India approach US customers, but not everyone is having the right intent, right strategy, right right strategy in mind. So in that context, you were right at your place. And being a manufacturer, we wanted to work with you. So we were persistent, and we were right at our side.
I'm glad you were persistent. I got a good friend out of, more than anything, I've gotten a good friend out of that. But the question about the money, it still strikes me. You have to spend so much money
Yeah.
to go to the US with no promise. And then even then, when you get the customer, who knows if the customer will even give you the opportunity to make enough profit. So walk me through that. Talk to me. How are you deciding?
Right.
How are you deciding what to do in terms of how much money to allocate?
In that context, what happens that yes, someone is definitely spending good amount of money to get and gain some business, but at the same time, you know, US being the trendsetter in the nutraceutical industry, and that trend is being followed globally. So what we used to get by attending all the shows in the US, spending so much of money, is basically, you know, you get the feel of the US market. At the same time, you're also getting the feel of the global market, and you are meeting, you know, a variety of people from Europe, Japan, Korea. These are you know, center places where the new trends, new ideas perpetuates. and it's important to be there in case you are a serious and a long-term player. You need to be there. So that's the intent behind it, and that paid off also.
Yeah. No, I think, you know, we in the business world sometimes overemphasize how much it costs,
Right.
but everything's an investment. So speaking of investments, you've assembled an impressive team at Sunpure Extracts.
Right.
I've heard that it's very difficult to retain talent in India. It seems like really good help is hard to keep in India. It's not hard to find, it's hard to keep.
Yeah.
How are you able to keep your talent? What are you doing at Sunpure that's so different?
It is basically people are prioritized. They are a priority. They're not never considered as an option, and we take care of their individual requirements also. Being a small company, in the sense a small team number of employees have their own disadvantage, also has advantages, because you personally know all your people,
Right.
and you know where it's hurting them, and you try to be a help to them.
Right.
So and they're being loyal to us, because they understand that at their time of need we were there.
Right.
So similarly, they put everything for the business, and they feel that there's a sense of ownership among all the employees.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say it's not that difficult. Now the next stage is scaling up, where we are adding more number of people,
Right.
and from team of 30 to 50. So the next step is going to be more difficult, because you may not be knowing all your employees personally.
Right.
So, but then we ensure that right kind of HR practices are being deployed throughout this thing, and people are taken care of. That's a priority, and they'll take care of our business.
So, jumping around here, but this is just in conversation with Amit Sharma. This is an extension of the Keep Rising pod, which I started. The idea of Sunpure Extracts. Tell us the inspiration, the meaning behind Sunpure Extracts. Sunpure itself, what a beautiful name.
Right. So sun is basically it's mammoth size-wise, and even if you see Mother Earth, the huge size, you have mountains, rivers, deserts, oceans, and then everything is pure. What God has given us is a pure thing. And right now what we are doing is we are polluting it a bit, and it's our job to clean it up also. And I suppose humanity at large is now a task to clean up the Mother Earth. So Sunpure goes well in that way, and we want to come up with pure ingredients, so that the beauty of all these plants and creatures, they're pure. So what we are doing is we are taking out their actives from the plant side and putting it in a capsule and giving it to the people. So that's what the aim is, and to an extent, yes, we are heading in that way. And I would say that India is coming up very well. What you inspire me in that way whenever you state that India is the brand.
India is the brand. We have to give credit to Eric Hummel. He coined